Yeah, my old friends back in town. Okay.
Thank you, and very nice to see you again.
Nice to see you also.
My question is, so if somebody has the desire to serve the divine couple through playing instruments or singing, should he follow or pray to Tunga Vidya, or in other words, how to join the Saki band?
What was the question? I know you're a musician and he wants...
Yeah, so he has
What are two options? You said two options. You should do this or that.
Should he pray and follow Tunga Vidya if he has the desire to serve the divine couple through playing music instruments and singing? So how to join the Saki band?
Saki band. Saki band, that's what I thought. A band. It's like a new rock band, Saki band. Are you saying pray to Tunga Vidya because she knows 18 sciences and she's really learned? But you can pray any Saki manjari. You want to become a musician in Radha's Leela, is that what you're saying?
Let's say how to support the
Why
mood.
are you praying?
I want to support the mood. So is there,
You want to support the mood. Well, because in Stavali, Raghunath Swami, he explains how he approaches different Sakis and learns different arts from them. So from Radharani you learn singing and playing Veena. So you don't have to worry about Tunga Vidya, just pray to Radharani.
Okay.
There'd be Radhanishta. Radha's A, B, C, D, 26 letters, so all our names for Radharani. Anuradha, every letter is named Radharani. So just pray Radharani, she'll teach her Sangeet, she'll teach you Kavi, she'll teach you poetry, singing, playing Veena. What more do you want? You want to learn flute? Radharani plays better flute than Krishna. She steals his flute while she tries Leela. Says, I can play this better than you. She starts playing it, all the deer come running, all the melts start melting, all the rocks start melting, all the trees start dancing. And we say, we don't need this, Krishna. All right, you can go to Vansiva and play the flute and we'll all come running to you. In Nidhivan, there's a murti of Rani playing the flute for the pleasure of Lita Vishaka. Lita Vishaka, the other side of her. Krishna's sleeping in Nidhivan, Rani stole his flute. And Lita said, you know how to play? I said, yeah, I can play. I play better than Krishna. So Krishna was dreaming. He was sleeping in a bed in Nidhivan. He was dreaming. Oh, there's a beautiful flute. Who's that? That's a very attractive flute someone's playing. Krishna's dreaming in bed. He's in his bed in Nidhivan after Rasalila in Vrindavan by Yamuna River. And he's hearing his dream, a flute player, and he's becoming enchanted. He starts running, he leaves the palace in the underground. He's running down the footpath towards Nidhivan, from the underground to Nidhivan. In his dream he's running, he's getting totally crazy like a musk deer trying to find a scent. Musk deer gets kasturi from his belly button or something, and it drives it crazy. It's called mrigamata. There's a type of wild deer called ox or deer or whatever, something like that. Some forest beast creature called, which is mriga means animal. It's called mrigamata, means a mad animal. So the poetry, Sanskrit poetry, they describe Krishna as like a mrigamata. Mrigamata means a mad animal because this animal produces from its belly button a very intoxicating fragrance. It's called musk. You must have heard of musk. M-U-S-K, and it's also called kasturi in Sanskrit. So he's running all around the forest. Where's that smell? It's coming from him. It's like somebody looking for their glasses. Where's that glass? Oh, it's on your face. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So Krishna hears the flute and he's going crazy. He's running, where's that sound coming? Where's that sound? And Rani's playing, and a deer comes to her side, the birds fly in the tree, and close her eyes and start meditating on the sound. The trees start dancing, the rocks start melting. The Yamuna River starts going backwards. Everything is saying that Krishna did. And Maharaj is playing the flute. And Krishna is in his dream. Then he wakes up in his dream and then he realizes, oh, I was just dreaming. That's really a wild dream. Who was playing the flute? I don't know. Then, what? Wait a minute. I still hear the flute. I'm not dreaming. I'm awake. I'm not dreaming. It's not sadhana. I'm Jagrata. I'm awake. Who's playing that flute? And he again becomes crazy. He comes out of the clinch like a guy under hypnotism, you know. He goes, and right when he plays, he goes right to the contour where Roddy's singing with Lita Vishaka playing the flute. And Sarani says, see, Lita, I'm better than Krishna. Yeah. Vanchi Chari Rani Ki. Jai. Vanchi Rani Ki. Jai. Murli Rani Ki. Jai. Murli Dar Murli Rani. Murli Dar Rani. So Radharani is the best musician. So you want to learn how to play flute, you want to learn how to play veena, you want to enter the Sakhi band, you can only enter by the mercy of Radharani. That's a good opener. Now we're flying. Let's not come down to lower altitudes. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Great question.
So when is she playing her Veena Kachapi then? What time? And I never was reading something about that. So
What about Veena?
yeah, I think the name is Kachapi or something.
Yeah, Kachapi.
Kachapi.
It means it's shaped like a turtle.
Uh-huh.
Kachapi means it's round and flat. It's flat, like Veena is usually two gourds, big, round type thing. The Veena, but Kachapi is like a sea turtle, like a turtle. It lifts, like this, not round. She plays, I don't know, she plays whenever she wants. I mean, I must be specific instances I can't recall right offhand. She plays many types of Venas. There's Rudra, usually plays Rudra Veena. Rudra Veena is two big gourds on either side. Big, there are gourds, they're pumpkin type, dried pumpkin. Are you a musician?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. You look like one. You have that intensity about you. You have a certain intensity and effulgence because all those high notes you're playing are lighting you up with effulgence. You're getting shot. You're electrified. Okay. Nikanja. Hey! Jaya Jaya. Okay, here we go. Fun's gonna begin now. Okay, konnichiwa. Skoshiki Vanagashimasu. Make a room there. Sit over here. This is spot. That's his reserved seat for Jayananda.
So we brought some Japanese.
Move up, everybody. Move up. Come up over. Come up. Hey, Marlika, come up closer. You can lay on a pole like your girlfriend does. Yeah, now you're getting a position. This is Sunny's post. Jai ho, Radhe Radhe. Welcome, welcome. Jaya. Makes the room. No problem. Right. I sit in a bed, or, well, afraid to conjure. Yeah. Because you got swamp free up here. Sit in the bed, over. Tell Jaya, tell sit in the bed. Sit in the bed.
そのねベッドに座りなさい。
Huh?
I make a phone call to them for
Yeah, good. You came, people from Hungary, from Radha Mandir and Sarabhava, so they're very fortunate because we have a lot of Mahaprasad from Jagannath. Jagannath Puri, my friends came, I have lots of it, and you're all going to get some.
Wow.
And some of my friends went to Puri and brought back a bunch of Mahaprasad.
Wow.
Hey, Baba.
Radhe Baba.
Nice shot. Where's the chair? Got a chair for him? You sit on that mat there. Or chair. You go to sleep there.
Yeah, we just took a very nice lunch.
Yeah, there you go. You're ready. It's ready for you. We got all accommodations here. Beds, chairs. Okay. Okay, questions. Don't look this way. Yes, sir.
How to understand which guru is my spiritual master?
I understand which guru is my spiritual master. Well, the Adi Guru is Krishna. So their first spiritual master is Krishna. So the spiritual master has two functions. He gives diksha and he gives shiksha. He gives you some mantras which attach you to Krishna and reveal your stairati, establish your stairati. And he gives you shiksha, teachings how to practice bhakti bhajan and remove all your doubts and confusions. So the first guru is Krishna. So you should first have a relationship with Adi Guru Krishna by studying Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is very important. Study Bhagavad Gita with proper commentaries of acharyas, and then you'll get some good idea of the necessity for Guru. And Krishna, by praying to Krishna in the heart, he'll direct you to Guru. The only way to find your Guru is if you get the mercy of Krishna. The best way to get the mercy of Krishna is to study Bhagavad Gita and pray to Krishna.
Sorry, we need the translation for Japanese.
I have a website called Mahanidhi Swami, mahanidhiswami.com. I made articles there. There's a search box there. You search in how to find Guru, who is my Guru. I have articles I've written. You can read more details there. But basically, you get the Guru you deserve. You have a certain amount of deserving qualities, and Krishna will arrange you to get a proper Guru. So the best thing to do is pray. And so you meet different gurus. So how do you know? It's another way to ask the question is, I meet and hear from different gurus. How do I know which one is mine? I may hear different gurus. So how do I know which one is yours? So that was different ways. First there's the mental acceptance, then there's the heart acceptance, then there's a confirmation by Bhagavan in the heart. There's three three levels of confirmation: mental confirmation, heart confirmation, and Paramatma confirmation. Paramatma means God in the heart, Bhagavan in the heart. So you meet some gurus, you hear their Hari Katha, and you can't decide which one. So you have to, what you have to do, when you hear Hari Katha, you have to see how does the Hari Katha affect my mind and my heart. Because the guru is not chosen by sight, he's chosen by ears. By ears and heart is how you choose a guru, not by sight. By what is how does the sound vibration move my heart? How does it satisfy my intellect? How does it create attachment for God in my heart and my mind? This is the important thing. The effect of the Shabda Brahman, the transcendental sound vibration from the lips of the Guru. That's the most important thing to try to get confirmation of with your mind. Mind has to accept, because the mind, there's two functions of the mind. Sankalpa, Vikalpa, accepting, rejecting. So you have to accept deeply and fully, be convinced with your mind, and then your heart is the ultimate deciding factor. Heart, and next to your heart is Paramatma. Krishna, you're in the heart, and Krishna's in the heart. Atma is in the heart, and Paramatma is in the heart, because Atma is attached to Paramatma. They're inseparable. So confirmation, you hear the sound vibration, hear the class, you hear the lectures, audios, videos, etc. Meet the person. So you have to combine all these factors. Confirmation of mind and intellect, confirmation of heart and feelings and bhav, and confirmation of Paramatma. Understand? Don't just accept with the mind, don't just accept with the, oh Guru, he's so cute, oh, so. That's also nice. But that's not everything. That's the least part. But the main thing that's going to liberate you is the mind. Krishna says the mind is the source of mukti and mind is the source of bondage. So confirmation with the mind is the most important aspect of choosing a guru. Mind means subtle body, mind and intellect. To satisfy your intellect and mind. Because the mind accepts guru. That's why I say it doesn't happen overnight. It may have a minimum time when you should decide. The guru decides to accept the disciple, or the disciple decides to accept the guru. Minimum waiting time is 1 year. 1 year of engagement. Up to 4 years or more. Kunda Goswami, ISKCON Guru, he makes people wait 12 years. So he approached him. They said, I hear your lectures. I'm really inspired. You're one of the oldest devotees in ISKCON. You joined in 1966, one of the first devotees. Famous Mukunda Swami, lives in Australia. He waits people wait 12 years. I met him and I asked him once, about 10 years ago, in Madan. I said, why are you make him wait 12 years? I said, after 12 years, I figured I met every sannyasi in Gaudiya Vaisnava. I met every Babaji in Radha Kunda, and I decided after all that I want to be initiated with you. Then I think it's a solid choice of a disciple. So he passed the acid test, so I initiated him. 12 years. That's a little extravagant or demanding. Myself, I wait people wait a minimum of a year. Most people are waiting 14 years. 14, 15 years. They know me for a long time. Is that okay?
So Maharaj, Mukunda
Maharaj.
Like my understanding, Mukunda Maharaj was initiated very early from Prabhupada, right?
Yeah, Mukunda initiated first initiation, I think
maybe
so.
66 or 67 maybe.
66 for sure.
Maybe. So and then it takes 12 years, but you know.
Yeah, well, he's not as merciful as Prabhupada. I don't know why his grandfather is always more merciful than the father. Right? You go ask your father for money, he says no. You go to your grandfather, gives you money, no problem. So fathers are always tight with the money. The grandfathers, okay. So Prabhupada's the grandfather, so he's more merciful. That's a question or a joke or what? Yes.
Reggie, you mentioned last Sunday there is Madhurya Goloka and there is Aishwarya Goloka.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about it?
You asked a question about Madhurya Goloka and Aishwarya Goloka. This concept is described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and also in 10th Canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 28, in the commentaries of Vishnu Chakravarti, also in Raghavartman Chandrika. And also example of it is in Brahma Samhita, when Brahma got darshan of Vrindavan, Govinda Madhipurusha, Govinda in Vrindavan, he got darshan of Aishwarya Govinda, because he prays there, he says, Chintamani prakara sadmasha kalpariksha lakshavritesu surabhir abhipalayati Lakshmi sahasra sambhava. He's seen Vrindavan, he's seen the queens of Vrindavan as Lakshmis. Lakshmi means Aishwarya, gold crowns and all kinds of opulence and Aishwarya. He wasn't seeing the gopis of Madhurya Braj. He saw the land is Chintamani. Chintamani is what the land of Vaikuntha is made of. The land of Vrindavan is made of Goduli. Goduli and Brajaduli, which means it's the dust of the feet of the cows mixed with the gober of the cows. Goduli. This is Braj. Krishna, Siddhanta Goswami, in his Tikas in the 10th Canto, he says Krishna Vrindavan walks barefoot. He doesn't wear any shoes because he wants to feel that gober, that Goduli under his feet. So Aishwarya, not much is described about the differences, it's just the differences are there. Differences, because I asked my gurus to explain it, they said the writings in Acharyas aren't much, but they say, because Vishwanath explains in Raghavardhan Chandrika, if someone worships Radha and Krishna, but they're not following Raganuga Bhakti, where do they go? Because if you're practicing Vaidhi Bhakti, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says, you're practicing Vaidhi Bhakti, you can only attain Prema Vaidhi Bhakti, you go to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is Lakshmi Narayan. So that's all he says. There's no more discussion by Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita is 11,500 verses. 11,500 verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita. That's a lot of verses. It's almost as big as the Srimad Bhagavatam. How many verses in Bhagavatam? 18,000 verses. How many verses in 10th Canto? I think it's 10. The 90 chapters. There's 90 chapters in 10th Canto. There's 355 chapters in the Bhagavatam. 90 chapters. I think there's 10,000 verses. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is 15,500. It's a lot of verses. So there, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. There he talks about if you're practicing Vaidhi Bhakti, you go to Vaikuntha. That's all. He doesn't say anything more. Rupa Goswami says you're practicing Vaidhi Bhakti, you go to Vaikuntha. He doesn't say more. But 200 years later, Vishwanath Chakravarti wrote Raghavartman Chandrika. He said, what is Gaudiya Vaisnava? He's a Gaudiya Vaisnava, and somehow he's not practicing Raganuga Bhakti, which is interesting. Because 200 years ago, everybody was practicing Raganuga Bhakti. From 15th century, 16th century, 17th century, 18th century, for 400 years, Gaudiya Sampradaya was a Raganuga Bhakti Sampradaya. Everybody entered everyone who became Gaudiya Vaisnava, everyone practiced Raganuga Bhakti. There's no question of books distribution, Harinam, all day long, all that. But then 1920s, it changed over to be Harinam and book distribution movement. For some Gaudiya Vaishnavas, which became majority around the world. But India is still the other way around. So therefore, 200 years later, after all the Goswamis and 8 Goswamis left the world, Vishwanath Chakravarti or Raghunath Chandra, what if someone is worshipping Radha Krishna and Vaidhi Bhakti? Well, it's amazing he had that idea, because that means that Vishwanath Chakravarti is Trikalagya. Trikalagya means he could see past, present, future. He could see them, because if you read that book 17th century, when it was printed, Raghunath Chandra, you say, what's he talking about? A Gaudiya Vaisnava practicing Vaidhi Bhakti? It didn't exist. Just see how insightful he was. Everybody practiced, every single Gaudiya Vaishnava practiced Raghunath Bhakti. When you meet somebody, all you have to say is, who's your Teshwari? You wouldn't say, are you practicing Vaidhi Bhakti? You say, who's your Lalita, Vishaka, Tungavidya, Chitra, whatever. So he says, if you're worshiping Radha Krishna and Vaidhi Bhakti, you want to go to Vrindavan, but you're not practicing Rag Bhakti. And if you don't practice Rag Bhakti, you can't go to Vrindavan. You can't serve Radha Krishna and Kunja Lila. So where do you go? He said they go to Aishwarya Goloka Vrindavan. And there Radha Krishna are there. You see Radha Krishna. You offer arti to them like you offer arti here. After you've done arti, you make an offering arti. They say you're done. Say okay, bye. They walk off the altar. They walk off out the yoga pit and go on their lila. And you stay. You go back to your kuti. Okay, worship Radha Krishna. So if you'll go to Goloka, you practice Vaidhi Bhakti, worshiping Radha Krishna. You go to Goloka Vrindavan. You go to the Aishwarya portion of Goloka Vrindavan. And in the Aishwarya portion, there's no Rasa Lila, there's no Chuan Lila, there's no Holy Lila, there's no Bambihar, there's no intimate Lilas, Madhurya Lilas, or Radha Krishna. That's only for gopis, Madhurya Rasa and Rag Bhaktas. Sounds bad. Get on with the Rag Bhakti. Rag Bhakti Chalo. Okay. Questions? Question? Translation?
Yeah. You have a question. I translate. I come from Japan.
Konnichiwa.
I'm glad to meet you.
How did you? Okay.
日本に住んでいると毎日忙しかったり物質的な生活になってしまうんですけれども、その中でどうやってスタイバーバに近づいていくかを教えていただけたら嬉しい。
In Japan, daily life is very busy. I would like to know how to concentrate Sky Baba in daily life in Japan.
In Japan, there is a very busy life. How can we sthai bhav, create a sthai bhav in this busy life?
Yeah.
Concentration.
In Japan, daily life is very busy.
Oh, in Japan?
Very busy. Then my question is how to concentrate my Sky Baba in Japan.
Question is how to concentrate. You can sit down. Thank you for your question. How do I concentrate my Sky Baba living anywhere in Vrindavan? She lives in Vrindavan, her life is very busy. She has a kid and a house and a job, and So her life is very busy. She lives in Vrindavan, and they live in Delhi. Their life is very busy. So everybody's very busy. This is Maya's trick to keep everybody busy. We say in English that there's a will, there's a way. Someone's translating my answer for her. She asked a question. She knows English?
She's transmitted.
I'm translating.
こっちに来たね。
Well, she asked. She wants the. Who wants the? She wants the answer, doesn't she? She has a. She has a question. She doesn't want the answer. Okay, let's go.
You should stay here.
She's sitting there in the translation. Okay, let's get back to Madan here. How to concentrate on my Sthai Baba? Well, if you have a Sthai Baba, it's the mercy of your Guru, because the Jiva doesn't have any fixed Sthai. You attain Sthai from Guru through mantra and through Kripa. So if you have Sthai, it means it's been given to you by your Guru in this life or last life. So to concentrate, you need the mercy of your Guru. If the mercy of your Guru is with you, you can concentrate anywhere, in any situation. The success formula anywhere for any practice of bhakti is invoking the memory of a Guru. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna's Kaviraj says, a difficult thing becomes easy for one who remembers the Panchatattva. Shri Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra, Gadadhara Srivasi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Remember the Panchatattva and remember your Guru, and you'll be able to concentrate on your Sthai. Your Sthai is Madhurati, I guess. Madhurati means amorous love for Radha and Krishna is your Sthai. So you can also pray to Radha and Krishna, because Krishna will give you Nishta also. Nishta means steadiness. So Nishta comes by Kripa and by practice. Just keep practicing and meditate, and try to meditate in the early morning hours between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. It's the best time to concentrate. Any concentrated effort you do in the morning will stick with you throughout the day. It will reverberate. Like you hit a tuning fork. There's a tuning fork, you hit it, it goes dong. So that when you do meditation in the morning between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., it reverberates through your consciousness throughout the day. You stay connected. So from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., you meditate on your mantras through your Sthai. Then whenever you're moving around, super bullet trains of Japan and all this stuff, they have super fast everything over there. 320 kilometers an hour train. 320. Sthai meditation. No problem. Go ahead. Going on. 320 kilometers. What kind of brain you have to make tracks to hold that train? We can't even make the tracks to hold the train. But that's the thing, the early morning hours are so precious and so valuable, because they make deep impressions in our chitta. Our chitta becomes malleable and impressionable from 3 to 7 a.m. Any time you spend in meditation and concentrating on your Sthai at that time will reverberate, echo, and resonate with you throughout the whole day. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Okay.
you so much.
Yeah. Questions? Questions?
質問ある人います
Time question. Okay, time question.
One devotee asked if in the spiritual world we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
While we're in Vrindavan, we're chanting Hare Krishna. This is the spiritual world.
In Siddhanta.
I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I'm in Vrindavan. This is the spiritual. She said, question is, in the spiritual world, do Manjari Sakhi chant Hare Krishna? There's no need to chant Hare Krishna. They're living with Hare Krishna. They don't need to chant Hare Krishna. They're living with, they're serving Hare Krishna every minute. What's the point of chanting? We don't read any record that they're chanting Hare Krishna. They're singing poetry. The Manjaris and Sakhis are singing love poems to Krishna that Radharani teaches them. In Vilakusamanjari it says that Radharani takes Tulsi Manjari to a cave in Govardhan and teaches her love songs. It's a verse in Vilakusamanjari. So at the right time in the Leela, in Kunja Leela, Radharani gets an indication to Tulsi Manjari, sing that song. So Krishna becomes Ananga, Kam Gayatri, Ananga. He becomes unconscious. Radharani knocks him out in the love war. In the love battle, Radharani knocks out Krishna. And Radharani gives a signal to Tulsi Manjari, sing. So then she sings a special love song to revive Krishna. Oh. So we don't hear anybody chanting Hare Krishna up there. I haven't heard anybody. You hear?
And I was thinking maybe the meaning of Vishwanath Chakravarti.
Yeah, there's meanings of the meanings of Hare Krishna mantra given by Vishwanath and Raghunath Das. It's attributed to them. It's not in their collection of writings, but it's attributed to them, and it appears in Padakavatru, a Bengali songbook called Padakavatru, which is a big fat book. And Nadadas Pandit extracted that from that book and put it in the commentaries of Radha Siddhanidhi. Vishwanath Chakravarti's meaning of the holy name. The Radharani's chant holy name in separation. So it doesn't say she does chant it. No Shastra says she does chant the Mahamantra. Just these two Mahamantra Vyakya, meanings holy name, which are attributed to them, but they're not in their collection of writings. That's because it's not in Savali, it's not in Savamrita Lahiri. Savamrita Lahiri's collection of Vishwanath Chakravarti's writings. It's not there. It says it's attributed. It seems like it. That's the same Bhav. As the Bhav is the same as as Vishwanath and Raghunath. And the conception, Siddhanta is okay, Rasa is okay. So it's acceptable by acharyas. So but that's not Shastric evidence. Shastric evidence is Six Goswami's books. So Six Goswami's, Narottam, Thakur Mahashaya, Bali Vijibhushan, Vishwanath, they don't write anything that the gopis are chanting Hare Krishna mantra in the spiritual world. They chant Krishna's name. They Krishna, Krishna, Hari, Hari, Krishna, Krishna, Hari. But no mantra. But it doesn't say they don't chant either. But we can assume they probably are chanting. Chanting Hare Krishna is to get there. Then you're just chanting, "Oh Krishna, you dirt, you lumpot, you dirt, you cupot, you cheater, you rascal." These are only names. You're not calling Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, crying for Krishna. You're saying you're a cheater, you liar. You're not calling him Krishna, you're not calling him Hari, you're not calling Radharani Hare. You're calling Radharani Swami Ishri, Swamini, Ishri, Devi. Yeah, Devi is popular. They're calling Krishna dirt, lumpad, kavat, cheater, lumpad, womanizer, lumpad, dirt, lumpad, dirt.
That's pretty holy. That's very holy.
It's very hard, actually. It's the heat of anger they use those words. You dirt, you lumpad, you out, ciao. Right, Sean. You gonna sing tonight? Good. Who else? Time.
No, please. I was timing.
China, you're quiet today.
Yes. So Maharaj, so there is, Nitya Siddha and Sadhana Siddha. So Kripa Siddha. Of course, we cannot become Nitya Siddha. So, and also, so could you explain Sadhana Siddha and Kripa Siddha? And I think for us, most possibilities is Kripa Siddha, if we get Kripa. So if could you explain something, Nitya Siddha, Kripa Siddha and Sadhana Siddha?
Question is about Kripa Siddha and Sadhana Siddha. Can we speak something about these two? It seems that most of us were not so vajanishta, we're so expert in performing sadhana bhakti. So our only recourse, only source of success is the mercy of Krishna and Guru. Basically, we have to look at it this way. In the ultimate issue, it's only Kripa. Guru Kripa, in Hindi they say Guru Kripa Kevalam. Kevalam means only the mercy of Guru gives success. Because even in sadhana is our own efforts. It's our own efforts to practice Bhakti Bhajan, Shodam, Kirtan, Vishnu Smaranam. And we practice, and we come to the level of Sakti on our own efforts. But to rise beyond the Sakti, to Bhava and Prem, it only comes by mercy. So perfection, even a sadhaka who becomes a siddha, it only becomes a siddha, only becomes a sadhana siddha by receiving Kripa. Because to come to Bhava Bhakti platform, you have to receive mercy from the Nitya Siddha associate of Krishna. The Vishuddha Sattva from their heart, which contains the Bhava Bhakti, has to come down and enter the heart of the sadhaka to raise that sadhaka from the platform of Sakti to Bhava. And Bhava matures in the prema. So that's an expression of mercy, descent of mercy.
Who said?
It's an example of descent of mercy. Mercy has to come from Radharani, from Tulsi Manjari, from Nityananda, from Advaita Prabhu, from someone in our parampara, our Guru parampara. Has to come down from there to here to give us the power to attain perfection or sadhana. So a sadhana siddha won't attain siddhi without receiving kripa, ultimately. But the example of kripa siddha, because you're confused here, because kripa siddha is not a method of bhajan. Kripa siddha is cited as an example of some people that don't do any bhajan, just get kripa, get perfection. They are not doing any bhakti bhajan, they didn't take diksha, they didn't do any navada bhakti, but Krishna just gave mercy. Sukadeva was in the womb, and Krishna gave mercy, he became self-realized. He's in the womb, he didn't do any bhajan. When Sukadeva Goswami came out of the womb, he was Brahman realized. Krishna gave direct mercy, he's Kripa Siddhi. Another example is the Nagapatnis, or I forget. There's 3 examples next to us. It's rare that people don't do any bhajan and get Kripa Siddhi. Usually people do bhajan and get Kripa and then become Siddha. So the role of Kripa is essential and absolutely necessary. No one attains, no sadhaka becomes a Siddha, a sadhana Siddha without receiving Kripa. On your own, it's impossible to attain Bhava Bhakti. We become qualified to attain Bhava, and then Bhava descends into our heart. Bhava Bhakti is the pure representation of Sthai Rati. Bhava, another name for Bhava is Rati, and Rati is specific Rati which you're cultivating as a sadhaka. We're cultivating Madhura Rati, amorous love for Radha Krishna. So we come to Bhava, that pure form of Madhura Rati comes from the heart, Tulsi Manjari, enters in our heart, it upgrades our Rati to become Bhava. Then we can experience pure Rasa Swadhan.
There was a question.
Mahanidhi.
It is said actually that there is no perfection without satisfaction or kripa, as you just said, from Guru. So how to make Guru, what is the best way to make Guru satisfied so that he gives us kripa?
What's the best way to please the Guru, to get Guru Kripa? Ask him how much he wants. How much does it cost? How much Kripa is on sale, or a half-price sale today on Kripa, or what? 1 lakh, what do I have to give you? So what's the best way to get the Kripa Guru? Yasya prasada, Bhagavad prasada, Yasya prasada. Pleasing the Guru. If you please the Guru, he gets mercy. How do you please the Guru? You do what he says. You be a good devotee, you please the Guru, and get his mercy. Pass. And what's there? Everyone knows that. There's no mysterious answer. I'm not going to produce some mysterious, esoteric answer. It's simple. It sounds simple, but it's not so easy. But it's very hard for us to carry out the orders of the Guru, because we're lazy. It says in the first canto, Manda Sumanda Matyo. Manda Sumanda Matyo. Mati means intelligence. Is Manda slow? Very slow. Sumanda. Our intelligence is very slow. When your intelligence is slow, your actions are slower. So your actions in bhajan become retarded, become slow, become unseen, invisible. So you just some sound effects. Like some of you play lectures, they give lectures, they have an electronic tambura in the background, you know. It's very common. I had one for a while. When I was recording, I recorded Bhagavad Gita slokas and boing, 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 boing. So it's kind of cool, but I got tired. It's too artificial. Well, I've seen some contemporary gurus, they do that. So ours, we don't have tambura, we have screeching monkeys, barking dogs, screeching monkeys, crying kids, husband and wives yelling at each other. That's our background music. Or set the mood, you know. Real devotional mood. Doing, 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 doing. Rush. That's good. It helps people stay awake, you know, because you start getting sleepy. So action around here. What's going on? You know? We used to have class in the yard, and the squirrels always run around. Everybody during class stay awake watching his squirrels. Yeah, he's like 20, 30 squirrels. They jump up like this. One goes like that, the other goes like that. They do all kinds of. They're really fun to watch. Actually. Wrestle. They face each other. One goes like that, the other goes like that. They're very entertaining. Questions?
Radhe Baba.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. 日本人はラダモハンといえば仕事とのバランスが取れなくなってどうしたらいいのか、そして何が起こっているのか教えていただきたいです。
I feel many Japanese devotees is doing too much Radha Mohan Seva, too much using time for Radha Mohan Seva. Then again, many Japanese devotees using time for too much Radha Mohan Seva. She said.
That's good.
And it's difficult to make balance like a business, daily life and Radha Mohan Seva. How to make balance this
Forget daily life. She asked the question, how do you balance? There's a lot of ways to do too much Thakurji Seva and how their material life, how to make a balance. I said, forget material life.
Very good.
There's no balance. Put 50 kilos on one side, 100 kilos on the other side, goes down. So everything will run on, then you'll be successful.
Everything comes from Radha Mohan.
Huh? What?
Repeat, Kishore.
Everything comes from Radha Mohan.
Everything comes from them, everything should be over back to them.
すべてはね、ラダモハンが来てるんだの、すべてのものをラダモハンに返すね。
Doing too much service. Die doing service. Forget about material life. That's a glorious death. Everyone's doing material life. What's the big thing? What's good about that? Obviously, Prabhupada used the term, you have to do the needful. Do the needful. So you have to make work and make money to pay your rent and buy food and live and maintain your family. So that's obvious. But most of your time you should spend in Radha Mohan Seva. So the balance is 90% of your time should be spent in Radha Mohan Seva and 10% in material life. Prabhupada gave the example of his father. Srila Prabhupada's father had a cloth shop. He sold saris and clothes in Calcutta. Prabhupada's father, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. And his expenses to run his family were just say, I don't remember, were maybe 1 rupee in those days. But just say his expenses were 100 rupees a day. 3,000 rupees a month the cost to maintain his family, just an example. So when he opened his shop at 10 o'clock in the morning. He got up at 4 o'clock, from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, his father did bhajan. At 10 o'clock he goes to the shop. If at 10:30 he sold a sari, made 100 rupees profit, he would close the shop and go home and do bhajan. He needed to make 100 rupees a day So he said, I got 100 rupees, I'll go home.
Wow. Wow.
They'd come back the next day, open his shop, and be there all day, and not make anything. But he'd be there all day, because the shop was open at 10 and closed at 6. That's the official hours. But as soon as he made 100 rupees, he'd go home.
Wow.
So I get a job like that. That's a really great way to run a job. I remember when I first came to Vrindavan in 1977. The Bazaar shops were open. They opened in the morning about 11 a.m. They were closed at 1 o'clock. It was hot summer. And they were open again at 7 in the evening. Every single shop was Bazaar. From 1 o'clock in the afternoon until 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, we closed.
Wow.
They just work a little bit in the morning, make a little money, a little bit in the evening. They work in the evening from 7 to 10. Because it's hot in the afternoon. Now they have AC shops and everything. They're open at 6 a.m. until 12 o'clock at night. Because of greed. It was really amazing. I remember so many times in March, April, it's a little warm. It's like now it's getting hotter and hotter. Go down to Bazaar, 2 o'clock, all shops are closed. Whole street, all shops are closed. I said, where's everybody? Everybody's home. It's too hot, man. They're all underneath the fence, drinking lassi and now the shops are open at 5 a.m., 5 a.m. till 12 o'clock. It's passion, Rajagun, greed, passion. Japan is one of the most passionate countries in the world. They're super fast. They're too fast. Slow down. Train goes 320 kilometers an hour. That's quite an accomplishment to be able to do that. Now, they're smart people, but not using their brains right. Hey, don't worry. Don't be in tension.
Thank you so much.
Relax. You have a guru. You have diksha. You have neck beads. You're okay. Chant some Hare Krishna. Study Bhagavatam. Do some seva. Work a little bit. Don't be in anxiety. You're okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Radhe Radhe.
Anybody else? Larry?
Can you explain the meaning of Ashta-sattvic Bhav?
We'll get to that. Asasari bhavs, they're involuntary. We already mentioned that. And sattva means the existence becomes disturbed because the heart gets so excited that the hair stands on end and is trembling. The heart moves so much, and it's explained that when one gets excited, in Madhurya Ras, for example, the prana leaves the heart. When the prana mixes with the air element, the hair stands on end. When prana mixes with the water element of the body, you have crying. When prana mixes with the fire element of the body, you start perspiring. It's called sweda, ashru sweda. And trembling, when prana mixes with the ether element of the body, start trembling. So the 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether, 5 elements mix with the prana and create different transformations in the physical body. As movements of prana control the physical body. So prana combines with the bhav, with the sthirati, produces these changes in the body. It's a stimulation of the sthirati, stimulates the prana to move in different ways. Hair standing in, trembling, still bumps, perspiring, change of color, trembling. and becoming stunned, fainting. Having astasamic marks. And Govinda Lilamrita, Krishna asked Madhavamangala to describe rasas. He says, you would like to taste so many kinds of foods. Do you know Rasa Shastra? He said, yes, I know Rasa Shastra. And then he says, most people experience ras when the sairati gets stimulated. When I experience ras, I see tasty foods, I start perspiring. And after when I eat sweet rice, I start trembling. And when I eat rubbery, my hair stands on end. If I don't get tasty foods, I faint. Praya, I faint. So that's one way to experience astasattvic bhav. Madhavamangala will show you a special way to experience astasattvic bhav. Just get chavan bhog and do chaka-chak. Chaka-chak bhog, eat your heart's delight and experience sattvic vikar. Eat Nagari Muni. Eat Nagari Muni's sweet rice, you got sattvic vikar. That's why I ate half a bowl and I had to run out of the room. I didn't want to show anybody my sattvic vikar. Because I started eating, my hair started standing. I started perspiring, trembling. I said, I better run out of here. I don't want to show sattvic bhava in public, you know. So I ran to the next room. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Questions?
Okay, Maharaj.
Okay.
So, could you explain difference Shuddha Sattva and Vishuddha Sattva?
The question is, what's the difference between Shuddha Sattva and Vishuddha Sattva? Shuddha Sattva which means Shuddha means pure goodness. It's still in the material atmosphere. It's still Shuddha Sattva. It's the purest form of Shuddha Sattva. But even in all the modes, there are always some tinge of other modes there. Vishuddha Sattva is V means Vishesh Shuddha, a special quality of Shuddha which is transcendental. Vishuddha Sattva is a transcendental energy from the hearts of the Parishads coming down from the spiritual world. This is Vishuddha Sattva. Vishuddha Sattva is another way of saying Chit Shakti. Chit Shakti, Srup Shakti. Srup Shakti means Vishuddha Sattva, Chit Shakti. Actually, that's what comes down and makes Baba manifest in the heart. The ingress of Vishuddha Sattva, which is Chit Shakti, transcendental potency, Srup Shakti. Different names for the same thing. Shuddha Sattva is just the purest expression of Sattva good, Shuddha Sattva. But even then, because Krishna says in Gita, the modes of nature are always mixed. So it's 98% Shuddha Sattva is 98% Sattva, but a little bit of Tama and Raja in there also. The modes are always mixed in the material world.
I mean, the Shuddha Sattva also tinge of some material atmosphere.
Yeah, has to be. Yogis can come to Shuddha Sattva. They're just living in a cave or something. We're not concerned with Shuddha Sattva, we're concerned with Vishuddha Sattva. Devotees may be rajasic, but they can, maybe rajasic svabhav, but they can attain the ingress of Vishuddha Sattva. The svabhav means the nature. Nature may be passionate. Some people are sattvic by nature. Some people are rajasic. But anyone is eligible to receive Vishuddha Sattva. It's not that everyone has to, because the nature is there. So Krishna doesn't consider nature, he considers the level of bhakti. Devotion is equal for everyone. There's that verse in the 8th chapter of Gita. Mami Partha It's the verse in Gita 8:24 or something like that. Mami Partha Vipashicha Yebishu Babayana Shio Vaishesta Tasrishas Yanti Yebi Yanti Paramgatim. Krishna says anyone can come to the highest destination. Anyone can receive Vishuddha Sattva. Get to that. Yanti means to go, to rise. Mam means to come to me. You can come to Krishna from any position. Pavayoni says Pavayoni means born in a sinful womb. Sinful yoni means outside Varnashram Dharma, means outside of India or low class, low Lecha Yavana Chanda. Pavayoni, anyone can attain Krishna. So Vishuddha Sattva can mix in the heart of anyone. The Tavaguni, the Rajaguni, and Savaguni. So we're not concerned with Vishuddha Sattva at all, we're concerned with bhakti. You can't change your nature. You're born with a certain nature. It's your karma. Your svabhav is your guna. Svabhav means the combination of guna and karma. So you can't change that. 13th chapter Gita. Karnam guna sangha sat. Karnam guna sangha sat jami jamasu. You're born in a particular yoni according to your previous karmas. So you can't change. That's called prarabdha karma. You don't change it. It stays with your whole life. You change your heart, change your consciousness. But your mind, your subtle body, and gross body are all results of your karma. If you have a rajasic body, you have a tamasic body, tamasic mind, that's okay. But your consciousness will become Vishuddha Sattva, full of bhav. Another question?
Yeah, again, I forgot the words, maybe you may know. In Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma, this verse, I think maybe Bhaktivinoda Swami is in this.
Yeah, that's right, that's the definition of bhav.
And if you could explain this, especially Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma, this is describes our kind of Swarupa-based also.
Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma, that's the definition of bhava. It's the experience.
Sandrananda Visheshatma.
Huh?
There is Sandrananda Visheshatma.
Sandrananda Visheshatma.
Characteristic of Prema.
Characteristics of Prema. Shri
No.
Krishna.
Yeah, I think different verses. This is the explanation of six kind of process bhakti, sadhana bhakti, bhada bhakti, prema bhakti, and this verse is Shuddha Sattva. I forgot the verse. Shuddha Sattva.
Yeah, Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma.
I have also.
Shuddha Sattva is Vishesh. That Vishesh means it's Vishuddha Sattva.
Vishesha means Vishuddha Sattva.
Yeah, she says Shuddha Sattva, but it means it means Shuddha, but it means Vishuddha, it means pure goodness. It says saying Vishuddha, it says Vishuddha Sattva Visheshatma. It's a special. It says the end is the beginning. Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattva. What kind of Shuddha Sattva? Vishesha, a special kind of Vishuddha Sattva. But you put the word in front or back. The same thing I said. That spiritual energy coming down.
This is we could consider our spiritual body. Shuddha Sattva, Visheshatma. This special. This Visheshatma we could consider the kind of our spiritual body, Swarupa Pesh. We could interpret like this.
Vishuddha Sattva is describing the ascent of Bhava Bhakti, what the effect of the Atma is. And that's when you see your Siddhanta. Yeah. It's not equated to Vishuddha Sattva is equal to Siddhanta. Siddhanta is Antaranga Shakti. So it's not, it's transcendental potency. Antaranga Shakti means Swarupa Shakti of Krishna. Vishuddha Sattva is the energy of Bhava. Vishuddha Sattva Visheshatma, Sandrananda. So when that enters, when that Bhava from the heart enters, one experiences extraordinary happiness and bliss. That's a symptom of Bhava Bhakti definition and symptom.
But it's not Antaranga Shakti or Chitta Shakti, this influence of Chitta Shakti.
Well, it says that the Siddhanta is made of Antaranga Shakti. And Bhava Bhakti is described as Vishuddha Sattva. So Bhava Bhakti is the energy which manifests the Siddhanta. So the Antaranga Shakti, Swarupa Shakti, Vishuddha Sattva, I can't clarify, I can't speak properly, clarify difference. Vishuddha Sattva is describing Bhava. I mean, these are all very esoteric terms, but they're also defined clearly. I just don't have it on my mind right now clearly to say. Antaranga Shakti is Krishna's Swarupa Shakti, and Bhava Bhakti is also Swarupa Shakti. So a lot of times the words are different, but the same things being described. That's what you're getting to. The Vishuddha Sattva is the same as Swarupa Shakti. So the Siddhanta is made of Antaranga Shakti, which is Swarupa Shakti. So your question is the Siddhanta Vishuddha Sattva? So it appears to be yes. I haven't read that in black and white except like that. I read that say that the Siddhanta is Antaranga Shakti, but Antaranga Shakti is Swarupa Shakti, Swarupa Shakti, Vishuddha. Because all these terms are very same. They're overlapping, they're meaning the same thing. So they make it a little confusing sometimes. Unless you're a Sanskrit Pandit, you can explain the differences on that way.
Yes.
Sorry, mate. That's where knowledge of Sanskrit comes in useful for Shastra. Shastras are written in Sanskrit. So, other question?
A question about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, is it like in the other Kali Yugs he came as a hidden avatar, as a Vishnu expansion, and now in this Kali Yug he is a direct expansion of Navadvip in the spiritual world? So,
Question is, in this Kali Yuga Mahaprabhu comes, in other Kali Yugas who comes? It says that some yellow avatar comes in every Kali Yuga. It says in the Bhagavatam, 10th canto, that Krishna's appeared in other ages, and the name-giving ceremony by Gargarishi and Nandagram, he told Nandabhava, your son has appeared as the green avatar, as a white avatar, as a yellow avatar in previous ages. So it's not really told who it is. It's some form of Bhagavan. It's not really a description. After Krishna appeared, whenever Krishna Vrindavan Sri Krishna appears in this world, right after he appears, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu appears. So that was like, millions of years ago in this particular Earth planet. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, Radha's bob and Radha's color, that we know. In other ages it's not really told, just a yellow avatar. Somewhere I read in some Gaudiya Vaisnava books, it says Gaur Narayan. He's Gaur because he's yellow, he's fair color, he's yellow. They call him Gaur Narayan, which means he comes with 4 arms, I don't know. Narayan has 4 arms. I haven't read about Chaitanya in other ages. We just read that Lord Chaitanya comes after Krishna appears, and Lord Chaitanya appears. The 28th Yuga cycle and all that. It's right. It's called Chaitanya Charitamrita. Better we worry about this Yuga. Where this Kali Yuga and Maharaj has appeared to give the great gift of Mandri Bhav and Gopi Bhav. So we should pick up that gift and run with it. And be thankful to Lord Chaitanya and the Panchatattva. We're fortunate to be born in the age of Lord Chaitanya. Vasudeva Ghosh says, Yadi Gora Hito. Where would I have been if it wasn't for Gauranga? I'd be lost. I'd be lost in the samsara eternally. If I didn't get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So we say Nitai Gaur Sitanath. Hari Bol. What's the time now? 4:51. 9 more minutes. So Jagannath Prasad. Jagannath Mahaprasad. Question. Yes.
How to deal with spiritual separation?
What do you mean by spiritual separation?
Once I met one guru, I was in darshan, and after that, all day I felt that in fact I felt that I'm away from him. So, what to do in these situations? How to act?
Where did you meet the guru?
He came in Lithuania.
Okay, in your country.
It was Hari Babaji.
Huh?
Hari Babaji.
It's my guru, he's my godbrother. So how to deal with separation from a sadhu? Don't be separated. Because you said when you're separated from a guru, you feel pain in your heart. Is that what you're saying? What is the problem? What are you saying? How to deal with it? What's wrong with separation from sadhu?
What's wrong with separation?
Yeah. Your question implies there's something negative about separation from guru. Sometimes you're with the guru, sometimes you're not with the guru.
I don't say that it's negative, but it's a little bit painful.
Yeah, so the question is how to deal with the pain of being separated from guru. So my answer is don't be separated from the guru. So the next question is how to stay connected with guru. How do we stay in the presence of guru and connected with guru? Always thinking of guru, always remembering guru, always speaking about guru. Then you'll always be with guru. How do you stay with Krishna? How do you remember Krishna? It's also painful to be separated from Krishna. You should feel some pain. So how do we remove the pain? by speaking about Krishna, by remembering Krishna, by chanting Krishna's name. So we chant the Guru's name, we speak about the Guru, remember the Guru. Remembrance is equal to experiencing. Radharani has dreams of Krishna. It's called Swapna Amrita, Swapna Vilas Amritam. Swapna Vilas means she has pastimes in her dream and are full of nectar. When she's dreaming of Krishna, she has full embracing and all kinds of love-making in the dream. And she wakes up, she's dreaming that she wakes up and Krishna's doing the same thing. When she wakes up, Krishna's doing the same thing she's dreaming about. So you can dream about Guru, you can pray to Guru, you can remember Guru, you can speak about Guru, you can write letters to Guru, you can call Guru on the phone. So this way you can stay connected with Guru. You do puja, you have a good picture of Guru, you do puja to Guru. And you pray to Guru, Guru, please stay in my memory. Please come in my heart, please appear in my heart, please appear in my dreams. I'm going to dream tonight, let me dream of you. Every night when I take rest, I pray to my Guru will appear in my dream, or my Guru or Krishna or both. So if you want, whatever you want, you can attain. In spiritual life, whatever you want, you can attain. In material life, whatever you want, you won't get. You only get what you deserve according to your karma. But in spiritual life, you get all kinds of things you don't deserve. You don't deserve it, it's just causeless kripa. It's just mercy. Yet so many gifts and miracles given to you in spiritual life. You have no adhikar, no deserving, no quality to deserve them, but they're given to you by Christian Guru. Vaishnava is Kripambudhi. Kripambudhi means the ocean of mercy. Ambudhi means ocean. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. Pratipadam Purnam Saswadanam. Saram Snapadam Pradam Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Ho. Sunday Satsang Samat.